Welcome to Brand Lover, honest, real, and lively conversations for flourishing entrepreneurs and budding business owners on a mission to cultivate a heartfelt brand that connects with their purpose-driven mission. My hope is that you walk away feeling inspired and refreshed with a weekly takeaway in your back pocket that you can apply to your life or business. Let's talk about seasons in business. You may have heard the expression feast or famine, which means that either you have an abundant feast of sales and clients and customers, or you have a famine, meaning a drought. There is nothing. There is no one to be seen. You are getting crickets, and it's all a little bit eerie. It's natural to have an ebb and flow in business. Anybody that tells you otherwise is a big fat liar, pants on fire. It's completely normal. Just for example, if you're a mum operating your business with kids at home, there is a season of acceptance and surrender during school holidays, for example. If you're an e-commerce business owner, it's natural to have seasons of abundant sales and seasons of quieter sales because of literal seasons. So Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas. If you are in a service-based business, it's likely that during the Christmas and New Year period, you will be dead quiet. A lot of businesses shut down during this time, which actually affects the flow on of other businesses. Do not freak out during a time of business drought. Consumer behavior changes with the economy and the political environment and natural seasons. Do not freeze. Do not allow yourself to become paralyzed if you cannot see sales coming in the near future, if you do not have clients booked in. To maintain consistent growth, we need to learn to recognize that not every season in business is going to be fruitful. There is a time to sow. There is a time to plant seeds. There is a time to fertilize and nurture and grow. Then there are times to reap the harvest. Sometimes it depends on how you're actually using your time during these seasons. That's going to have a direct impact on your harvest and on the fruit that you are producing for your business, being profits. So once you've been in business for at least 12 months, you can then start to forecast your seasons. You can forecast your cash flow or even just get a feel for it. Sometimes there are things that happen in the marketplace that we just can't ever predict or account for. And I think COVID is one of just the most obvious example of how that just came in. It was like a big meteor and it just shook up the whole economy. And so obviously there are times where we can't, but when things are sort of plodding along like normal, then you can start to sort of see the ebb and flow. You can see the busier times, you can see the quiet times. Once you've been in business for more than 12 months, you can then actually start to see a pattern. The key is to maximize your productivity for each season. If you know that you have a traditionally quiet season coming up, there are strategies you can draw upon to bolster or increase sales during this time. For example, you can implement a marketing campaign or a special offer, a flash offer even, to encourage quick sales to keep that cash flow moving while you are working on the fertilizing and the nurturing of the longer term sales. So alternatively, if that's not your jam, if that's not something that you're prepared to do, you can use that time to do things in your business that are going to have a long-term benefit, like update your website, follow up on leads, check in with previous customers, perhaps even send them a little something, a little special offer to encourage repeat sales. People are more likely to purchase with you if they've purchased before. Seek testimonials, get those happening so that you can start sharing them on your socials. Be more active on your social media. Don't let the fact that you're not receiving any sales affect your mindset, because inevitably the work that you are going to put in, that nurturing and that fertilizing and the planting of seeds, is going to come back to you at some point with the harvest. So these are just some things that you can do in these quiet seasons that are going to help you maximize your busy seasons. They are things that you can do to help you get through those busier seasons easier. Have faith that the busy seasons are on their way. Prepare for them. Just like in countries where there are severe winters, you will find like squirrels storing nuts, for example, in preparation for that season. You can do things like batch write blogs, batch record podcasts, so many different things that you can then just draw upon to utilize in your marketing while you are in those crazy busy times, which are inevitably going to come. So the key here is to don't stop marketing. So when you are in a busy season, a lot of small business owners, especially if they're a one-man band, if you're a sole trader or if you just have a small team, they make the mistake of allowing their marketing to fall by the wayside. It is the first thing to drop off. But this will then inevitably have a flow-on effect to your next season of growth. It's all compounding. So I would love to know, how will you approach your next quiet season, or even how will you approach your next busy season? Will you surrender to it, or will you make proactive choices to see you through to the next season? Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this week's episode of Brand Lover, take a screenshot of wherever you're listening and share your biggest takeaway on Instagram or Facebook, and don't forget to tag me. I'd love to give you a shout out and thank you personally. Also, feel free to subscribe and leave a review to help the Brand Lover podcast reach more heart-aligned entrepreneurs just like yourself. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.